You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Greg, well, what's up, everybody? Welcome. We are live with Greg Payne of the Piedmont Boys. What's up?
Howdy. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey, I'm pretty good. I'm trying to stay warm up here. I know. Are you in South Carolina right now?
Greenville, South Carolina. Actually, Travelers Rest, South Carolina, to be
Nice.
exact. Yeah.
Nice. You were mentioning what was the weather today?
It was 71 today.
Man, one of these days, I cannot wait. I'm a summertime gal, you know? I'm a summer gal.
It's
I'm ready.
been pretty cold and icy for the last couple weeks. So
Yeah.
today I had on shorts and flip flops. So wow. But
Let's
good.
go. Well, welcome. Thanks so much for taking some time out to hang out with us here. We are here with the Texas to Tennessee podcast. So thank you to them, of course, for letting me to have this platform. I'm excited to get into it. I haven't seen you in a while.
I think it was Georgia, right?
It was Georgia. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't remember.
I don't remember much about that night. It was
That's
the
perfect.
Nowhere
That's
Farm.
great. That's great
Was
for
it the
me.
Nowhere
Yeah.
Farm?
Yeah, middle of nowhere farm.
Middle of Nowhere Farm.
Yeah.
And those guys just called me not too long ago to do something else. We haven't planned it yet.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
I'll be there in the fall. If you're there too, maybe we can have a round two. We better not, actually. I don't know if I survive a round two.
That was a rough one. But we had a good time though.
Definitely had a good time, for sure. That spot is the best. Well, welcome. I feel like we gotta start off. There's a couple of traditions that the other hosts have started, and I like them. I think we should keep with tradition around here. So, kind of the starter off icebreaker question that they always ask of the guest, and I think it's a good one, because it kind of starts to get the wheels turning. Right? Is all right as an artist and as a creative, right? There's kind of three different boxes or a pie slices, they say, that you can live in, and it's the creative part, which is the writing, the creating the music, album art, all the artsy things that are part of doing this for a living or being involved in this industry. And then there's inevitably the business end of, like having all your ducks in a row, understanding how all that stuff works. And then there's the touring and traveling and playing live. And then there is the kind of at this point has its own subject, which is the marketing, which kind of is social media as of right now. So what of those four pie slices which one is your home, and where do you kind of live, even if it's against your will, most often in that pie?
Definitely the touring.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you guys are relentless.
Yeah, we have been in the past, and we've slowed down a little bit because I just had to. We were playing a lot for years and years. I started back in 2008. And so we've slowed down over the last couple years to really just make our shows more intentional. I like to use that word. We're not just playing to play anymore. We used just to play, and it's catching up to me. I can't do it like I used to. But I definitely still that's where that slice of the pie is where I feel like we're the best. So as far as the marketing, I'm okay at it, but not great. And then I'm still learning every day. And what was the first one? You're talking the creative part?
Yeah, the creative part.
I think I'm always trying to be creative, even when we're out touring. And I keep my cell phone, and I have hundreds of ideas in there because I'm always thinking, and songs come to me. I don't really sit down and write a song. They just come to me out of the blue. And so, but I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of lazy at for bringing them to fruition, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I'm not great at the other two slices of the pie. I think that being on tour is kind of my honey hole.
Yeah, that's your home.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's how we know each other is from the road, both just
that's right.
touring. So I'm thankful you're out there. You guys put on one hell of a show, if I do say so myself
Well,
too.
so do you.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, that
Mhm.
was a good time. That was a good time. Well, for you guys, you're not that far over there from Georgia, huh? The South Carolina.
Nah, we're not far from Georgia. I can be at the Georgia line in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then, the Georgia's, if you go down to it's like Macon, that's a pretty good haul. But, from Atlanta up this way, it's not that bad of a drive.
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah. That was a That's my last and most fond memory of you guys, and, I feel like, before I forget, I wanna give a shout out too to Brett Hill for connecting us and kinda we were connected before, but, he's looped all into this world, and I think he
Yeah.
deserves a shout out where, he's
Yeah.
pretty
What's up,
flippin' through
Brett?
his
He's
career
probably
there.
watching out there. I don't know.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, kinda circling back on that, I guess let's just get into it. I feel like the question I'm most interested to ask is, like, what do you guys got going on for 2026? Is there anything, are you guys kind of in a build season, in a launch season, in a chill season? Like, what's on the table for 2026 from the Piedmont Boys?
So far, we've taken several weeks off, which was needed.
Yeah.
We all needed, and I'm trying to get to that creative slice of the pie
Mm.
you were talking about, and
Yeah.
I've got about 10 songs that I'm ready to get in the studio with.
Let's
Um,
go.
Half of them are completely done. The other half need a little more work. And so, as a matter of fact, this coming week we're getting together, I think, and gonna start hammering out the ones that we need to kind of finish and form and shape and all that. As far as touring goes, I really have just been letting shows come to me. I haven't reached out to anybody yet this year. But we've had a lot of good opportunities come our way that we've accepted, and um, our first full band show is not going to be till February the 28th. So
Oh, nice.
that's a first in the Piedmont Boys.
Yeah.
We've always kind of played a little bit through January and started hitting it hard early February. But this year, I just kind of, we all needed a little bit of a break because we were hitting it pretty hard at the end of last year. We spent New Year's Eve in Oregon and in Tollgate, Oregon, and this as our second year up there. Um, and it's an awesome experience. Snow it's up in the mountains, 7 feet of snow, and you got to take snowmobiles to the stage.
Let's go.
It is an awesome experience. Hopefully, we'll get to go back. But this is our second year doing that. But when we got back, I told the guys, I said, "Man, let's just breathe a little bit and let me work on these
Mhm.
songs." And I have been. I've been working on these songs. Um, and we're hoping to get back in a studio um, fairly soon. And when we get in, we knock them out. We don't waste a lot of time. I'm not big on spending thousands of dollars in a Nashville studio or anything like that. We record
Mhm.
locally, and we've got a couple people that we deal with, Studio 101, and then Tim Lauder out of Chesney, and got a new guy that we're gonna throw a couple songs to, Stuart McConnell. He used to be in our band. He's got a little studio now.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, Stuart was probably in our band maybe when we played with you last.
Maybe. The
I don't
details are
remember.
a little fuzzy from that short
Yeah,
time.
that whole weekend was fuzzy, but so, yeah, good times.
Whoops.
But
Yeah.
they they like to give you alcohol down there a lot.
I swear it's their mission. I swear.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna get in the studio fairly soon and hopefully knock an album out and, have it my goal is before the summer, but you never know.
Yeah.
Things happen, but other than that, our biggest thing besides we got some cool shows and some festivals. We're doing bike week again in Myrtle Beach.
Nice. That's gonna be
Uh,
so fun.
it is, and it's like our second home down there. It's fun.
Yeah.
Windjammer is one of our favorite places to play. So that'll be our first full band show this year, and
Is that the February 28th one?
February 28th. That's Isle
Oh,
of
yeah.
Palms near Charleston, and then something cool that we've never done. We got invited to play a cruise.
Ooh,
Yeah, April 10th through the 15th. Yep, and it goes from Tampa to Mexico. So I'm a little.
that sounds wild already. Just the words Tampa and Mexico already, I feel like, is gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's called the Rock MSC, and it's on the Margaritaville at Sea
Let's go.
ship.
That sounds
And,
baller. You said that's
it
in April?
yeah, April 10th through the 15th. If anybody's out there that would wanna go, there's still cabins available. Just tell them Piedmont Boys, you'll get a good discount. It's a relatively inexpensive cruise compared to, what
Really?
I've seen. So,
Is it now?
yeah, come on.
I do
Come
have
on
a
with us. We'll put you on
passport
stage
that's
with us.
itching to go somewhere.
Mm. So other than that, we've booked a few other shows along the way. I'm getting ready to start trying to form a Midwest run. We've had 2 Midwest runs, over the past couple of years get canceled from unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to make it happen this year. So I'm getting ready to work on that next week, but I would tell everybody to follow us on Bands in Town. Do you use that? Bands
Yeah.
in I think that's a pretty cool app, and,
Mhm.
so I'll start uploading more shows in the next few weeks.
Yeah, Bandon Down is cool too because you can connect it to a lot of other platforms. So it'll connect to the back end of like websites and some different social media platforms. So that way if you just put your shows there, it kind of puts it out to all the other places. So you don't have to upload 65 different shows everywhere. Cause that
Yeah.
administrative stuff gets bogging you down, man. All
Mhm.
that stuff.
It does. I like Bands in Town because you can if I was just a regular fan of music, I could go to that website,
Mhm.
put in my favorite bands, and they alert you whenever they're within 60 miles. So you don't have to really keep up because a lot of
Yeah.
times you miss your favorite band. I didn't know they were playing, but
Yeah, it's
Bands in Town
true.
will alert you. And so I recommend really everybody get on Bands in Town and click on your favorite 5 bands, and hopefully we're one of
Yeah.
them. And,
I know, right?
and it'll alert you when we're within, 60, or you can put in there whatever, 200 miles or whatever. So it's a pretty cool deal.
Yeah, shout out to Bands in Town.
Mhm.
It takes a village of people and, like you mentioned, you gotta find your studio people, you gotta find your players, you gotta find your everything, but you also need to find the tech things at work and, are doing something decent for you and, a lot of it, anything that's helpful to get especially independent music out there is just so it just unval what is it? Not unvaluable. It is priceless. There we go.
Yeah.
Priceless. All that
Yes.
stuff. What a great platform. Do you feel like are there any other platforms that you have, like, found surprisingly helpful or have dabbled in
Uh,
it all?
I think they're all helpful, every one of them. And as much as I like to bitch about them, you know, years ago, and it wasn't that long ago, you were going around town and nailing posters to telephone poles.
Mhm.
Um, so I came in the scene after that, right at the end of MySpace, and
Right.
and uh, MySpace had just changed everything for bands and musicians, and so the one thing that I just don't do it well. I really don't. TikTok is supposedly the best algorithm for
Yeah.
musicians, and I have dabbled in TikTok, but I've just been lazy about putting stuff out there, and I don't know why. I just almost feel like I'm too old to do it, but,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I think that from what I hear out on the scene is that Facebook is getting a little bit out of touch with people, and Instagram is where it's at, along with TikTok. And I've heard from venues that say even like your Facebook events,
Uh-huh.
they're not they're not really a good way to figure out how your show's going to go anymore. They used to be,
Yeah.
but but now, like, we'll play a show here in town, for example, and I know it's going to sell out pretty much. There'll be at least
Mhm.
200 people with this bar that holds 200. But our Facebook event will say 18 people are going
Right.
and 30 interested. Well, that's not true. And I think that what's happening is that some people go to that and look at the
Um,
event and say, "Oh, well, that's not going to be a good show," and so they don't come to the show. So I think that I almost think Facebook's, especially the events, are a little outdated, and they're getting ready to fade away. Now that's my guess, but who knows?
yeah, I do. I like the features of being able to create events because the other platforms don't have that yet. Maybe they will
Mhm.
someday, but they just don't have it. And I love how you can share to groups on Facebook. But I
Yes,
hear it all the time. It's like, share it to Facebook so you can get the boomers, so the boomers know where you're at, because
exactly.
it's almost like you're saying, it's almost like outdated, for better or for worse. I think they're I don't know, it's like splitting hairs because there's pros and cons to each platform. They
Yeah,
you're kinda forced to still use all of them so that you can cover all your bases at this point.
I I think if you're smart, and I think that you need to use every one of them you can,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I really do believe that the thing about TikTok is from if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all about videos, right? TikTok.
yeah. Well, it's
So
videos you can post pictures and then lives is they're pushing hard on the live situation too.
so yeah. So from what I hear, the TikTok algorithm is the best, and I don't do it. So that's how dumb I
Yeah.
am.
I mean, I've been on TikTok for over 5 years, using it pretty consistently for the majority of that time, pretty much being on there and posting every single day for the past year, and it hasn't been in the past until the past probably 3 months that any of it has started to click for me, and
Really?
that's as someone that is constantly using these
Huh.
platforms. So it's like, I just kinda needed there's kind of there's like an underground system. It's like the smoke and mirrors on top that anybody can access, anybody can see it, what it kind of appears to be, and then there's kind of like keys to the algorithm or kind of ways to double down on certain things or things that really make perfect sense when you hear them and then you're like, "Oh, yeah, why wasn't I doing that?" Because it's just a computer, so it's like if you can match, the words on the screen with the words on the thing and then AI picks up the words that you're saying, if you
Yeah.
can have your description and your title and your words you're saying all match,
Yeah.
it's a computer, so it's just picking up on all these whatever you say you are. So if you're just
Right.
sitting there getting dressed every day and you're like, "Why are my fans not finding me?" Because 'Cause you're finding fashion friends, not music
Exactly.
friends, and some of them cross over, but it's really about being consistent and starting to really stop yourself from posting, that funny thing that you saw someone else do or whatever, and just really talk about your music and stuff like that. I'm a little partial because I think also TikTok for me, it kinda gives you access quicker to monetizing if you wanna do that. Some of the other ones like YouTube, you have to have so many subscribers first. Facebook is the same way, Instagram is the same way. TikTok's like, "Sure, you wanna try it? Let's go." You know,
Okay.
it's just
Yeah,
kind of, wide
I didn't
open.
even know that. I didn't even know that. I don't think I've ever been paid unless it's through, I don't know, ASCAP. I don't think I've ever been really paid from
Yeah.
any,
Oh, man.
social media.
We could get
But
into
who
this
knows?
for a whole hour
Oh,
sometime, I'm
I
telling
know.
you.
Good God. Yeah, it's
I've
just
learned
it's
so
all over
much.
my head. It really is over my head. I don't know. We've never been managed by anybody, and, it's always been me, and so
Mhm.
always had the worst management because of that. Um, but I think that, these big management companies, they kinda got some of that stuff figured out for their people, and good for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they have a team, you know? That's
they
that's
do.
where it comes in.
Yeah.
That's where it comes into play because it takes a village. You really do. You gotta find all your people, and you've been in it since, what, '08, so you got quite the time under your belt here.
Ooh, oh yeah.
But you can do it by yourself. That's why I think independent music is just really starting to shine and really working. I think you'll hear it all the time how, like, oh, these industry plants and stuff, but I'm only seeing more and more independent artists get work. Is I think we're getting better at it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll see some people come through town and never heard of them before.
Mhm.
Never heard of them, and all of a sudden they're selling out a local venue that we couldn't sell out, and,
Right.
like, "Who is this person?" It's,
Yeah.
"Well, it's TikTok guy,"
Right.
and I was like, "Okay, well, there you go." And be good for them, I'm not down on them.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
a lot of people, you can say, "Oh, they got the TikTok." Well, they were smart, you know?
Yeah. It's just a different I think I was looking at it wrong until recently. I always looked at social media and marketing as a way to find fans, and I was undervaluing the networking available on social media. 'Cause it's like, like Brett, these folks, these are people we've met. These are people I've known for years. I've seen them in 5 or 6 different states now, and you think that those connections are so important and so valuable, and they are, um, but similar connections can be made online, and I forget that. Maybe it's the, like, '80s baby in me where, I don't know, I'm foreign to that actually. I don't know, you kinda meet unknown people online. You don't realize, like, these are venue owners too and booking agents and all the same people that you're meeting on the road, you can meet online, and they're really valuable connections, and you can spread your wings further because you're not tied to the ground, so
Well, that's right, I'll tell you this, I guarantee you, we don't get invited to a lot of things I think we should get invited to, and I guarantee you it's because if they saw us play live, I think they would like us,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys
and
put on a killer show. I can firsthand vouch for
well
that.
well, I appreciate it, and, I think we've got some good original tunes, and most of our shows is original, and but I guarantee you this, when festivals look at us, they look at numbers, they look at what's their TikTok numbers and what's their Spotify numbers. We're horrible on Spotify, and I don't know why. I mean, there's bands that don't even tour, that
Mhm.
don't even play out, and their songs are just okay.
Ain't
I'm not
that some
saying
shit? Doesn't
shit,
that
and
grinds my
I'm
gears?
not gonna name anybody, but
Right.
the thing is like, how do they have 82,000 monthly followers and we have 4,200? It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense to me, and I don't wanna say it's not fair because that's just the way the world is now in this, but a
Right.
lot of venues and festivals will look at our Spotify and say, "Oh, well, they're not doing anything." But then, I swear I've seen this before in venues around here, is they'll book somebody because they've got 200,000 Spotify followers, and then 20 people maybe
Mhm.
come to their show. 'Cause it doesn't equivalate, is that if that's
Yeah.
a it doesn't, work out like that all the time. So, is my advice to any festival owner or venue owner, don't just go by those numbers, but I really think that a lot of people just look at those numbers and they say, "Oh, we want this person or this person because of
Mhm.
their, TikTok followers or Spotify followers or whatever." But
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
frustrating, yeah, and I don't understand our Spotify deal, I really don't, but, there's nothing I
I'm
can
learning I'm trying so hard to learn about that, and, like,
it got me worked
I
up,
think
and I'm gonna
but I
drink the
think
rest of the tequila. Mm,
but I think it's important to have these conversations because it isn't until you go to festivals or something when you sit down and you talk to other artists or other musicians where you can look at each other and be like, "Yo, like, how's this for you?" Because it just looks the optics are so strange and none of us can piece it together as musicians. We're not seeing through the smoke and mirrors. We're not seeing the connections. We're not seeing how things it doesn't make sense.
mm,
But I'm sure there's a thing, but I've definitely learned quite a bit in the past definitely in the past several years, but certainly in the past couple years for sure, where I really just got humbled on marketing, got
Yeah.
humbled real quick. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things where like everything's reliant on relationships, right? So like you can always play at festivals where you've been there before because they know you did great. They know they can trust
Sure.
you. You're not going to cancel the show. You're going to come
Hmm.
prepared, all these things. But if you don't have that relationship built, you kind of, that's where the numbers come in.
Exactly.
Is like relationship will trump numbers, but
Mhm.
people that don't have those relationships still have a chance if they have the numbers,
Yeah.
where if you don't have the relationship and you don't have the numbers, your chances are dwindling, you know?
Exactly.
So it's kind of just a way to make up for that relationship, but it's also can be skewed because you never know who has, stage time in addition
Mhm.
to their online hustle and vice versa. You never know who can play and who will wrap a whole room around their fingers, but can't promote the show.
Exactly.
So it's kind of
Exactly.
goes both ways.
You hit the nail on the head with everything you just said.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I feel like it's an important conversation, and
It's
I
very important.
and it's hard too to watch some people that you believe in so much like hit that wall. Because you're like, I know you're so good. Like, people need to know about you. But the good news is, when it comes to marketing and stuff, that's all it is. It's marketing. The talent and the vision and the teamwork and the building, that's the actual hard part. That's the real sauce here. The marketing is just, you just got to learn.
Yeah.
Learn. Talent, you can't, vision, you can't learn of it. It is,
Yeah, it's like the old, 10,000 hours theory, you know? Well, I've had at least 10,000 and probably double that.
yeah,
But, but the marketing part, I don't have that, and,
yeah.
it shows. It shows in our in what we get and what we get offered, 'cause, yeah, like you said, it's just you've got to be able to gr the world changes, and you gotta be able to grab onto it, or you're just gonna get left behind, you
Mm-hmm.
know? It's just us everybody knows that, it's just been the way it is the whole time. It's just you can't be stubborn like me and just say, "Oh, I'm not gonna get on that,"
Yeah.
but
We've got some friends in our chat here. We're live on. We got chats going on all the platforms. They're all we got a shout out for South Carolina from Robert and when we were talking about the bands in town, Steve said a big advantage of the bands in town is ability to geographically target, which kind of
Mhm,
wraps up into this conversation too of just properly marketing,
mhm.
which people that sometimes aren't as tech savvy don't necessarily know how to like promote to the best of their abilities here. And then, yeah, they pretty much all agree on what we were just ranting about. Sounds like we got some folks.
Well, good, good.
Cody said, "How is your bass player's thumb, or was it a pinky?"
Oh,
Was that
Mike
you? Is that your
Johnson,
bass player?
he cut his, he cut his finger off almost
What?
about a year ago. I'm trying to that's been a long time ago, but he's fine. Thank you for asking. I'll
Wow.
tell him you asked about him. He works, we all have, little side jobs that we do, and he lays floors, and, um, so I think he cut his, finger almost off,
Dang.
but you know what? He took, 5 days later, he was playing bass, so he's doing
Dang.
good. He's doing good.
Bass players, man, they're built like rocks
That's
all the
right.
way around, head to toe,
That's
rocks.
right.
I'm just kidding. I'm
But
just
I
kidding.
but yeah, head to toe. I've got it. I'll tell him that you asked about him though. Is it Robert? Is that
Cody. Cody.
Cody, I'll tell him you asked about it. But he's doing fine. It
Yeah, I love that. What do you guys let's circle back a little bit to like that creative end of things. I feel like we could talk for 100 years on all this. And honestly, we should. Greg, call me anytime because I would love like the biggest thing that I've been chasing and the reason I've been excited to figure a lot of things out isn't just so I can get somewhere, but it's really cool to share that information with people that you believe in and you like, because so many people do that for me. I didn't just learn all this stuff myself. 100 bazillion people gave me tips and trips along the way that I've put all together that has helped me. And sharing that is just the way. It is the way.
Mhm.
So if you ever want to have a 5-hour conversation about analytics, you call me, all right? We'll do it
I would
up.
need to. I need it more than anybody. So yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, I full offer here. You can pick my brain for as long as you want. I'm always here to. I'm a big fan, honestly.
Well,
Huge fan. I think you guys were super inspiring for a while, especially as soon as you rolled that RV out with your Piedmont Boys like logo on the back of it. I was like, these guys are, god dang, they're ballers. I was like, that's rock and roll shit right there.
Miss Kitty.
Yeah,
That's the name of her, Miss Kitty.
yeah. But so let's get back into like the creative side. When you are writing songs, who does that? Are you kind of the sole songwriter, or do you kind of get with the guys when you've got an idea, or does it change, or how does that work for you guys and your team?
Well, I think over the years, since '08, I've had about 30 different band members, to
Yeah,
be honest.
I feel that in my soul.
So I think that over the years, I've kind of been the main one to at least spark it and start writing the songs. But as far as let's just talk about this group I have
Yeah.
now. They're I'm not a great guitar player, and I'm not a great composer.
Hmm.
I like for example, my guys, my bass player Mike or Tyler will say, "Well, you're playing that like this. What if we go to this minor chord or something?"
Yeah.
And and it just blows my mind. Like, oh God, that sounds way better. So
Yeah.
they really help me out with that kind of stuff. And then when I start the song, I'll get the song going, and they'll say, "Well, what if we just said this instead?" And
Hmm.
so they help me write. They really
Yeah.
do. And they really help me with music composition. And like our last album was our last studio album was Almost Home, and so the band really, really did a lot in the studio with the music, and I would have never went that direction. So I couldn't do it without them, like all of them. And it just I try to make our songs real. They're
Hmm.
and and they are for the most part. But
Yeah.
they my band will come in and just add that extra spark or that extra
Yeah.
little jab to something that I'm trying to say.
Hell
Or
yeah.
instead of saying this, say that. And so we make a pretty good team when it comes to that. Matter of fact, uh, 2 days from now we're getting together. I think a couple of us are,
Hmm.
and working on a couple of new ones. And I'm sure that I'll come out of that session be like, "Oh, yeah, thank God," because 'cause I'm stuck right now on
Yeah.
a couple things. I get stuck. Just, what I
Yeah.
mean? When you start writing, I'm so frustrated on one song right now, and I guarantee you after Thursday, I'll be fine because
Yeah.
I'm able to sleep some nights about it. This song's
That
been in my
is.
2 years, and so I think after Thursday, I'll be okay. But the creative side with my band is, I gotta have them. you know
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like you got a great team, and I think that's relatable too. Songwriting is I always feel like songs just write themselves. We're just the vehicles, you know?
Well, I agree with you. I feel that, songs come to me.
Yeah.
Like, I could never move to Nashville and sit in a songwriting session with 3 or 4 other dudes that I don't really know.
Mhm.
Now, I could, and I would say, "Hey, say this or that," but, it still I wouldn't feel like it was
Mhm.
something that I did. So, I tell you, songs come to me out of nowhere. So when I'm out partying or if
Yeah.
I try to get out and walk around the block once in a while and exercise, and they just come to me out of the blue. And I think the best songs come
Mhm.
to you. You don't
Yeah.
try to just sit down and write one.
Yeah.
But
For sure. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that too. Like they really, they just, they're out there already. We're just scooping them up, giving them a
yep,
place to land. Do you
exactly.
do you have any songs you want to do, Greg? You got a guitar nearby by chance? You want to play
I
us
got a
one?
guitar. I've got a guitar.
Do you got one in
There's a
mind you want to do?
Yeah, there's a new one that we're getting ready to record, and it's called "Burning the Candle at Both Ends." And this is one I did not
Oh,
write. Okay, so once in a while, there's been a handful of our we got I think 5 or 6 albums and some. There's
Mhm.
been a handful that I did not write that somebody
Yeah.
wrote for me. I wish more people would send me songs that are good, and
Oh, really?
a lot of people do send me songs. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, send me songs. I'll if it fits our
Yeah.
you know, our
I do know.
personalities, then
Mhm.
we'll do it. But this I'll play a song that, Sonny Lefford wrote. You know Sonny Lefford?
I don't think I do.
He's a guy out of, Charlotte area,
I'm gonna write this down. Where's
and he had to go back and dig into everything he's ever done. He's
Mhm.
a different cat, he's awesome, he's a genius, and, when we started off playing, he recorded our very first album, and,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, and so once in a while, he'll play the Myrtle Beach bike rallies, and
Oh, yeah.
last year, I was walking up the steps to the green room, and I hadn't seen
Mhm.
Sonny in years, couple years, and we met halfway up. I was going down the steps, he was coming up, and he says, "Greg, got you a song." I said, "Alright." Well, that was a different one, but then I recorded that one. That's right, it was called Country God. Check out Country God when you can, but Country God was awesome. We recorded it, it's a fan favorite, but,
Yeah.
then several weeks ago, he sent me this one, and, we've been playing it live for the past couple months and, burning the candle at both ends, okay?
Yeah. Let's go. I'm excited to hear this.
Burning the candle at both ends, coming apart at the seams, running around in my wits' end, living a honky-tonk dream. Where's my coffee? It's time to go. Hell of a life out on the road. Good to see my friends and folks. Enjoy the show. It's time to go. Every morning, I ask myself why I do it. I don't even know until the time I start the show. And that's why I do it, do it, do it, do it, do it till I'm burning the candle at both ends, coming apart at the seams, running around in my wits' end, living a honky-tonk dream. She loves me so, she loves me not. One more talk and one more shot. I was feeling low, now I'm back on top. It goes on forever, it never stops. Hey, if you don't like the deal, well, you ain't got to buy it. Honey, don't knock this life until you try it. Oh no, I start the show, and that's why I do it, do it, do it, do it, do it until I'm burning the candle at both ends, coming apart at the seams, running around in my wits' end, living the honky-tonk dream.
Let's go. That's a bop.
That's
And
it.
relatable. I don't know if that's for better or for worse, but, you know?
It's so relatable. I mean, he's he does a lot of stuff now. He does a lot of digital DJ and stuff, and he
Mhm.
doesn't sing a lot anymore. He kind of lost his had vocal problems, so
Mm.
he'll get creative sometimes and think about us and send it to me, which is cool. But I love that song, and
Yeah.
we'll record that soon, and that's gonna be on the next album.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that's a great song. Great. I can understand why you picked it up and wanted to roll with it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's exciting. Thank you for playing for us, too.
Well,
We
you're
got we got
you're
a
welcome.
little sneak peek at some new stuff over here. That's exciting. Well, so do you guys have are you guys gonna play that at your February 28th? Where's that? February 28th show?
And Jim? Yes.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Well, you guys can find them all over the place. I can't see whose name this is, but someone says tell GP we need to do another one at Doc's.
All
Can I
right.
send it to you?
We will definitely do another one at Doc's. I think we're there, March. Let me tell who is that?
I don't know. It just says the as their username. I can't see their picture.
Let me find the Doc show. And this show at Doc's is March 28th.
Look at that, guys. You already see? Ask and you shall receive.
And we haven't announced it yet, is probably why they're
Oh,
wondering.
see, we're telling secrets now.
Yeah, and it is gonna be a free show, no cover
Oh,
charge,
wow.
because we're doing a big after party for an event at the Harley Davidson store, which is right across the street. So, we're just they're they're taking care of us, and
Yeah.
Doc's taking care of us, and, Doc's is our, local honky tonk that's our home bar, and I play their acoustic a good bit, and, we'll do
Oh, the
about
filthy heathens, it says.
Oh, from the Filthy Heathens?
Someone's filling me in, yeah.
So, yeah, the
Soul Gravy's
Filthy
got my back. Thanks, brother.
yeah, Filthy Heathens, we play a show, I think we played a show with them at the Docks, yeah, we did, and them boys are good, they're fun.
Aren't they wait, them aren't you guys playing I think the Filthy Heathens is playing with, the Comancheros soon. I could be mistaken, but
They're doing I
god
just
dang, if you put
hey,
those 2 bands together, no bar is gonna survive. I
I saw that today, I think it was at Bucks in,
they're gonna blow
Nebraska.
I was like I know, I was like, "R.I.P. Bucks."
Yeah,
R.I.P.
that's gonna be nuts, and good for them. I wish I was there just to hang out, but, them boys are good, and
I
they
love
put
the
on a hell of a show.
Comancheros. Hey, they'll be on here next week, next
Oh,
Monday.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll check them out.
Yeah, so they'll be with us.
Tell them we said hello.
Hey, will do. That's what's kinda cool about being in this industry for at least a little while. You definitely, um just the folks that stay in it, are you kinda look around and you're like, "Wow, I kinda got some cool friends at this point," Like, we kinda all leveled up over time and different genres and different eras and different niches all have that same thing. They have their community, but our community is pretty baller. I will
Mhm.
say. We got some
Really is. It
great
really
bands,
is.
great artists, great TMs, great booking folks, just great folks all around. Really proud to be part of the little community we've a small part of the big community. It really is better, much
Well
better wording there.
well, like you're saying there, is like, man, our community, is badass, but, like,
Yeah.
it's just, like, it's a shame that, like, not many people know us.
No, isn't
You
that some
know, on the
this
you
is
know
my whole mission, man, is to bring someone told me one time the only thing between Nashville and anywhere else, the only difference between the music community in Nashville and anywhere else is money. And at first I was like, "Yeah, fuck money." And then I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold on, wait. We just gotta explain to everybody else how to make the money and then outside of Nashville." It's just
Yeah.
Nashville's just on the grind and they've got the best technology, they got the best minds that sit together all the time. And you don't have to
Well,
wait until a festival
yeah,
until you talk
they're
to another
putting yeah,
person.
they're telling you what to listen to, which is the only thing
Well,
that,
Nashville's a vast place, I spent the
well
past
I'm talking
3
about
years.
radio. I'm talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
radio.
radio does I feel like that's more like
I think
mainstream country, which isn't
yeah, it
necessarily
is. When I
not
hear people talk about Nashville, I just immediately go to radio.
yeah.
But yeah, Nashville's got it's got everything there.
Mhm.
It's not just country at all.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about radio play, it's just you gotta have that money, and,
Yeah.
I'm way past even worrying about radio play. If
But
I can
even
get
just
on
touring and stuff, they're just you can sit down and talk to people that do it every day if you want. Like, you're just surrounded by so many other touring people that you're inevitably gonna hear about these tricks quicker because you're just surrounded by so many touring people, where
yeah,
it's a lot of times when you're from a smaller area when I was out of Raleigh, we were kind of the biggest band out of Raleigh, no disrespect to that scene, they've got amazing bands, but
mhm,
there became a point where there was no one really to learn from, you know, and
yeah,
that's kinda where I think a lot of bands are, and I don't think it's a bad place to be as long as you're getting that knowledge from somewhere, but I feel like
mhm.
sometimes that's where that ceiling starts to get hit, but if you can have somebody in Nashville leaking all the intel, you know what I mean? Hooking the
Oh, yeah,
people up, hooking the fam up.
yeah. Well, that's where it is, I've never had any interest in moving there, and then maybe I should've back in the day, but, I've always stayed in Carolina and,
Mhm.
just kinda done the underground, underground scene, and I'm happy with our career, if you call it that. If you call it a career, but
Yeah, absolutely
we've got
is.
a bunch
Yeah.
of cool shit. I'm talking like music has taken me everywhere, and it's introduced me to so many
Mhm.
people, some friends, that people that I never ever would have met.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we've
look at
got
us.
this. Yeah, that's right. And if you'd have told me as a 12 or 15, 18-year-old in high school that one day you're gonna open up for Hank Jr., I'm like, "What?" And we got to open up for Hank Jr., and we did shows with Dierks Bentley and all that, but
Mhm.
Hank Jr. is my favorite, of all time, but it's just so cool, and, like, people ask me, like, some cool stories on the road, like, we played the last show with David Allan Coe in Daytona that he ever played, and we played after him because he had a 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock set, or 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock set, and we played at 5:30, and it was his last show he ever played, and I was in the middle of a song, and I looked to my right, and David Allan Coe was 10 feet from me in a wheelchair just looking at me. He talk about getting nervous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did that,
Let's go.
and I'm like, "You can't take that away from me." Like,
Yeah.
that's there's no money that can it's the cool shit that we've got to do because of music, because of the work we put in. It's just cool, man, I don't have any regrets really.
Yeah. Yeah, my only regret is wishing that, I'd gotten started sooner, but I feel like at that point, I didn't, I needed a lot of what I went through to even talk about anything in the music, so kinda all happens how it should, as it always seems to in life in general, you know?
I think
What are
so.
some other, like, highlight reels? You just mentioned, like, the David Allan Coe is kind of part of your highlight reel as a artist. What else, like, comes to mind when you think about moments like that? I feel like that's the part that those are the parts that you really when it gets hard, because there's a lot of hard parts of touring and music industry. There's a lot of frustrating things. There's things that are, like, just internal within your band, within yourself. There's so much to it. What are, like, some of those highlight moments where you're like, "That's this these are those, like, foundational things, memories," I guess?
Yeah, just early days, we got to open up for Eric Church right before he blew up, and first time I played in front of, like, 1,200 people in a
Mhm.
club, and I didn't even know who Eric Church was, but this crowd came in and they were diehard, and just stuff like that sticks out, and, the David Allan Coe thing and opening up for Hank Jr.,
Yeah.
Hank Jr. sound my guitar, and Travis Tritt sound my guitar, and, just little stuff like that is cool to
Yeah.
me. It's just not worth a dime, really,
Right.
but to me, it's worth everything because I've got that, you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
Well, I mean, I could tell that story as long as I live. I can tell those stories, and the people that I tell the story to, if I play a festival and then at the end of the night, we sit by a campfire and I'm talking to the people and I tell them those stories, they're like,
Mhm.
they just love it. And, so stuff like that. I never forget we used to play a lot of rodeos in Oregon, and, we opened up for Gretchen Wilson, and big rodeo, and we were playing, there's like 5,000 people there, and it was dusty, and I just never forget I was playing on stage, and back then, we didn't have a lot of originals, so we were doing some Waylon Jennings songs and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and I just remember looking up, and it was just dust cloud, and everybody just dancing and kicking around.
Yeah.
And and then I get off stage, we played 45 minutes or whatever, and I start walking back to, backstage, and I see this person silhouette running at me. I'm like, "Who is this?" And it was Gretchen Wilson. She says, "Oh my god, was that you singing? It sounded like Waylon Jennings, I love you," and she gave me a big old hug, and
Aw.
little stuff like that is
Yeah.
what, to me, that's cool as shit.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
she invited us back to the bus, and she gave us all a shot of Jack, and then
That's
they went on stage and did their thing. There's just so many stories. Good God, I could sit here for
I
8 hours
know.
and tell
I was
y'all.
like, that would be a tour I would pay for right there. If you could get a show of just, like, some of my favorite your favorite artists that they don't play nothing, just tell stories, you
Oh,
know?
oh, yeah. Well, as long as my mom's not listening, I
Right.
can tell 'em. But we've had a lot of good times, and that's why I don't quit. It's like I should have quit a long time ago, but it just something keeps drawing me back. Uh,
Yeah, don't quit. It's so good for the world. Music is such a good positive thing, really. Just
it
all the way
is.
around. Even like at that farm party, there's nothing more than like when kids are involved, you can tell when that like spark lights in a kid and they're just excited and they're like captivated. You're like, you know what? No one told me when I was that age that music was a real job. And up here, being here, living the and not complaining and not being like, oh, I gotta quit, not working out, and just the fortitude alone is like speaks volumes to so many people, on all different levels of interest.
You can't quit. I mean, I since I started this band, I've seen so many people quit.
Yeah,
They were good,
yeah,
and they quit for different reasons, and some of them, they get married, they have kids, and I get it.
mhm,
I get this, it wasn't for you, but I'm just telling you, like, it is my advice be just don't quit because music is, if you love it, it'll treat you right, and
yeah,
it's treated us right in a lot of ways, and, it's a heartbreaker too, you
hmm,
know? But I think that, you gotta I've told everybody this, you gotta treat it like a roller coaster ride, you gotta enjoy the hard times,
yeah,
that's weird to say, but, like, when we have some down times, I just enjoy them. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm like, "Okay, let's go. Let's figure this out,"
yeah,
and, you can't get too high, and you can't get too low, and,
yeah,
I'm not the first one that ever said that line, but I've always lived by that. I stay kinda in the middle, and,
hmm,
I understand where we are in life, in our career, and we turn people on, turn some people off, but, but we keep as long as we're building every year, which I think we are, and it's a
yeah.
slow build. We're not like all of a sudden, TikTok superstars.
Listen, you guys got that RV, and that was as baller as you can get in my eyes, you know?
We love Miss Kitty. We love Miss Kitty. We had Josephine forever. It was a gas class C RV. Ooh,
Mhm.
that was the OG.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we didn't die in that thing. I mean, just the generator itself putting carbon monoxide in that.
Oh, no.
But, we survived Josephine, now we got Miss Kitty as a diesel pusher, and I'm telling you that all the bands out there, if anybody's listening, you gotta have a diesel pusher. Trust
Yeah,
me. It's way better. But, yeah, we love Miss Kitty.
I love it. I love all this advice. Do you have any more of that you wanna share? I feel like if you could give, like, a token or 2 or 3 to anybody listening who is in any type of a music mind, any advice for either making music, any touring advice, any little dimes you wanna throw out there while we have a little bit of a platform over here and a little bit of couple good folks together, spreading the good word
Yeah.
of music.
I don't know. I just, I would say as if you're a musician, do it for the right reasons, and people hate me for saying this, but don't take it too serious.
Yeah,
It's not. It's
yeah,
music. And don't lose any sleep over stuff.
yeah.
It's music. That's all it is. It's fun. It should be fun. And then don't tell long, sappy stories on stage. God, please don't. I mean, if you want to tell a story, make it funny. But don't be up there like, "Oh, well," 10-minute story about, something, but, those are
Mhm.
best 2 pieces of advice I can give you.
Yeah. Let's go. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. Well, other thing that I like to always just, kind of on the same idea of having a platform, I feel like for me, there's always, like a big part of my heart and a big part of, um, just I think it gets what the very unsung heroes of the music industry. There's a lot of them, but one of them to me is the smaller venues that really care like before you get to the ticketed venues, before you get to the cool festivals, before you get even to the bigger honky tonks, there's kind of these venues that just love music. They love music. They take care of the people that come there. They're really passionate about what they do. And they bend over backwards to try to keep live music there. And I feel like because we get to talk to so many people from all kinds of different places, is there anywhere in South Carolina or surrounding, or even just outside of that, whatever, that kind of jumps out to you as venues that fit that bill of just super passionate people that are kind of critical to the scene or kind of critical to your come up, or you're seeing them do good things for other folks?
Yes. Let me make sure I'm thinking clear here. In our hometown, Doc's Tavern.
Yeah.
Um, if you're they have it's a small room, it's 200 cap, but it holds a little more. She'll put a little more in there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the best sound system around and best sound engineer, and so that makes, as you know, as a musician, your sound engineer makes or breaks your show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, I have wondered, sound checks are gonna be the death of me one day. You know, if you have the wrong guy back behind the board,
Oh
so
yeah.
Doc's Tavern and um the owner is actually my girlfriend Bess, and she loves I'm not pushing that bar because of her, but
Yeah, yeah.
she she loves independent music, and she loves our brand of music. So in Greenville, Doc's Tavern is 100% uh the place to play. And then as you go around the Carolinas, and I'll speak for the Carolinas maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Um there's there's a place down in Dunn, North Carolina, who is doing really great things for music, and that's Bird's Nest.
Yeah.
Um and they bring people in and they treat them like family, and
Yeah.
it's really small room. It's a really small room. So they'll have acoustic shows and then full band shows or whatever, but um and then, let me try to think of some other places that if you get around like Charlotte, North Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
there was a place called Puckett's, and I think it might have closed down, but Amos's South End is awesome for Charlotte. Um, let me see if I can think of anything else. You put me on the spot a little bit
Oh no, you're you're fine.
because if
We had it.
I'm probably gonna leave somebody out, but let's just say if you're around the upstate docks, and then if you're down the eastern part of North Carolina, Bird's Nest, they're the two that really take care of the independent artists.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important because, once you get into the bigger shows, you're just everything changes. Everybody knows about these bigger venues that have been there forever or are downtown or these bigger places. But it's really those smaller rooms that are like the most passionate about usually a specific type of genre too, or they kind of have a little bit of a like kind of what you can expect at their establishment usually. Um, but yeah, those types of venues just really make start start so many careers, and no one ever hears about them. You know?
Right. Well, they're our vessels. You know,
Yeah,
you gotta
that's
you
a
gotta have
yeah,
those places. And I've played so many rooms where the owners were just dicks,
yeah,
and they hated us because for whatever reason. And then played a lot of rooms like the two I just mentioned
yeah.
that are just like just so awesome to the
Mhm.
musician. And and there's more. I left out a lot, but there's you gotta stick to, so right now, as far as the Piedmont Boys, I won't play a venue in this, well, it's like, say, for example, the Windjammer. I played there
Mhm.
now for going on since '08, since we started.
Yeah,
When we first started, we would go down there for 5 years and open up for bands. We opened up for, like, Jason Boland and American Aquarium and, um, a dozen more that I can't really think of offhand, but
Mhm.
for $150
Right.
for the full band. And I'm like, that's what you got to do. And I'll tell that to the young artists too.
Yeah.
Don't go in there and just say, oh, well, I got to have 100 bucks a man. No, you don't. If you're going to be in front of a packed house, you'll take whatever. And that's what we did. And that's what built up our fan base in like
Yeah.
Charleston. So now we pretty much almost sell it out every time we go down there. And the Windjammer is a unbelievable spot.
It
That
sounds so fun.
you need to play. It's right on
I
those.
know, that sounds so fun.
I'll send you the guy's contact, and I'll tell him to book you.
Heck yeah. Snowmobiles are right up my alley.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you'll love it.
Oh, that sounds like home to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heck yeah. Well, I'm super excited. This has been really fun, Greg. I hate that we haven't talked. I feel like it's been a minute since we've caught up, but I'm really glad that we were able to do that here today
Me too.
and hang out. So thank you again for making some time for us here. And again, another shout out for Brett Hill for we know each other, but Brett Hill's just one of those people I'm gonna always go to and support. Because he's just the guy. So, it's kind of one of those things. Networking is so important, and he's at the head of a lot of great stuff. So, cool to have really cool people and really cool people in our villages. And of course, a big thank you to Tx2Tn for sharing their platform with me so that I can share it with other folks and share it with everybody. Um, and chat with my friends and catch up with my friends and hear about all the cool stuff that's coming down the pike, because it really is such a individual and unique journey for every artist. And it's really cool to hear a little bit more of yours. Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Well, there's always is there any other like shows or anything you want to shout out, or anything you want to mention maybe before I ask you the last? There's one more traditional question that I like the tradition, so I'm keeping it. We're just like another kind of closeout question over here, but if there's anything else you want to mention or show, or even touching base on circling back to anything we talked about earlier.
Yeah, not really right now. As soon as we hang up, I'm sure I'll think of one. But I think that
Yeah.
as long as you follow us on our social and get us on
Yeah, yeah.
Bandcamp, you'll see our shows. And honestly, there's one thing I will say: follow us on Spotify and share our Spotify page, because Spotify numbers evidently are big for festivals and stuff like that are trying to book a
Yeah.
band. So follow us on Spotify, and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah, great. Perfect. Follow make sure you guys are following these guys, because I can really say firsthand too. I've been there for I've been there for the show. I've also been there as a fan, following for several years before I ever got to see you in person, and they do not disappoint. They do not disappoint. So, speaking that right now, definitely catch a show. They've got a couple already in the works, and it sounds like new music they're cooking on. So maybe we'll see a little more sometime this year. But all right. Well, the last question they always ask here at Texas to Tennessee is, if you could only have one Little Debbie snack for your whole tour, what would you be taking with you? What's going in, Kitty?
Little Debbie,
Little Debbie.
Swiss cake, Swiss. Is
Swiss
that
cake?
right? Is that a Little Debbie?
I'm not probably. It's
I don't
probably
know. I don't eat a lot of
the
Little
one with a
Debbie.
little swirl on top,
I don't. Yeah, is that Little
Yeah.
Debbie? I don't eat a lot of Little Debbie stuff, but let me think though.
Little Swiss roll. Oh, no, is that the
That
mm,
little swell.
yeah, where you can, like, undo it? Did you ever do that? Where you,
Oh
like,
yeah,
peel chocolate
yeah.
off the
I
outside and
think
then you
that's Little Debbie. I haven't
yeah,
had one in years, but yeah, that's what I would take. And a
that sounds
Jaeger bomb.
your mom.
Yeah. There you
Perfect,
go.
perfect, with a little Red Bull and Jaeger.
Yeah, that's it.
That's great. Wow, Jaeger bomb just gave me flashbacks.
Mm,
Ooh.
I
All
know.
right. Well, thank you so much. I feel like I could talk to you for another 100 years and we could never run out of things to talk about. So,
We'll do it
I,
again.
yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it again. I really do appreciate your time and also just your friendship and your camaraderie out here. It means a lot, and it's cool that we, like I said, our community is full of cool people. I don't. It's really nice to have you on a little place of mine. And well, with all that, I will just say once again, thank you again, Greg, for being here. And thank you to the Texas to Tennessee platform for sharing their platform with folks like us. Thanks you to everybody that is tuned in. In case you missed part of this, you want to catch the whole show, the whole entire podcast will be on all platforms, including Spotify, shortly. So stay tuned for all that in case you missed anything. But until next time, you can find the Texas to Tennessee podcasters. They're going live, I think, tomorrow and Wednesday as well this week. I could be wrong. I'll have to double check that. But you can see more independent artists right here. So thanks for tuning in. We're checking out.